there, I'm Summer.
And I'm Carolyn.
And today we thought we would talk about Carolyn's surprise birthday party.
Surprise!
Surprise!
So Summer threw me a surprise birthday party. And a really good way to surprise someone and really like make sure that they don't clue in, do it like more than a month early because they'll never suspect anything. Like literally there was like a wedding happening like kind of kitty corner from our property, and like as I drove up to our house and saw all of the cars parked, I'm like, I can't believe they parked at our place without asking. And then I saw like a whole crowd of people standing in the yard, and I'm like, oh my god, they just came over to our yard to take pictures without even asking? And then like pulled it further and it's like, oh, those are all my people.
I was sitting in the back seat. I put up some pictures on Instagram because it was pretty cute. They were like, oh, she's going to see the vehicles. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. And then I was like, oh, why don't you come down to the end of the driveway? And it worked really well.
Yeah.
Because they were all lined along the driveway.
Hanging out, having drinks.
So I did that like a month before Carolyn's birthday because we're at a wedding next weekend and it's Pride in Ottawa in Canada, and then the following weekend everybody goes back to, or the following week everybody goes back to school, and then we're away. We're going to Nova Scotia, and I think we're going to take you with us, and so we're going on a trip. Woohoo! Yeah. And then it'll be after her birthday the following weekend, so yeah, it's hard at the end of summer. Everybody's trying to squish everything in, get everything done. Did you know? Did you have a clue?
No, I knew there was something up, and like that was Friday.
Why did you know something was up?
Because Rachel said a date. And then, but
my sister-in-law called, and I was like, that's when I was crying about my son leaving, and I'm like, oh, we're just sitting here. Carolyn's listening to me cry. And then she's like, can you talk about the date? And she says the date, and I'm like, no, and you're on speakerphone. And she's like, okay, well, I'll talk to you later.
I knew there was something. I knew at the moment what the date was, but then I forgot about it. And then Rachel came that weekend and we went out for dinner. So like when I got home on Friday and Rachel was here, like I was expecting something, and then Rachel was here and you took me to Cirque du Soleil. So like, what else would I be expecting? I want to fly helicopters.
She wants to get her license. So there was a great idea.
I don't really want to get my license. I just want to fly helicopters. Like that includes I have to get my license, but you know, if there are no rules in the world, I just want to go fly a helicopter.
Yeah, okay. There were many incarnations of how to do this, and everything kept falling apart. When that happened with Rachel, our sister-in-law, and Carolyn wrote it on where she was sitting, she wrote it on the Kleenex box, on her end of the Kleenex box, because she doesn't have a good memory. And then I thought, oh, maybe she'll forget about that. And then I sat in her chair and I looked and I was like, oh, she wrote it on the Kleenex box. She's not going to forget it now.
But I did.
Oh, you did?
Well, I didn't think about it again. I would never make a good detective. I remember one detail at a time. I don't remember multiple and put a puzzle together. Yeah. Like puzzles on their own, I like puzzles. But as far as like puzzling together, yeah.
Yeah, I can make a change in the house and she may never notice it, or she might notice it weeks later. She makes one little change and I'm like, oh, this is different. Like,
this is different. Why did you do that? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even remember that I didn't do it. I was vacuuming, I moved this over there. I don't know.
Like I used to call them Monica moments. I don't know if you ever watched Friends, but I have Monica moments. I was telling Carolyn that her actual birthday party was going to be the 16th of September.
Which is completely reasonable.
Yeah.
Just a couple days after.
Yeah, but I don't like doing that. But anyway, so that was I was telling everybody, that's the decoy date. Then I said to her, okay, it's okay. I'm going to tell her this story now, that you can't come in September. You can only come now, so we're going to do it now. It happened that Cirque du Soleil was on, which I really love and you really love. Mm-hmm. So we went to see Cirque du Soleil. Rachel slept over, and then I was trying to get them out of the house so that I could get the party ready, and anyway, it wasn't working out, so then I ended up going with them. So we went shopping, and Carolyn's mom and aunt came and set everything up. We had a little mishap with the cake. We're gluten-free, and we have some people that are vegan. The majority of people, of course, doesn't matter. So I was so focused on trying to find a gluten-free cake that's yummy and vegan something for dessert that I left the grocery store and forgot the cake. So I had to call
The glutinous cake.
The glutinous cake, yeah. I had to text my son and say, can you pick up a glutinous cake for me, please? He was already going to Costco for me.
And it was perfect. It was a rainbow with lovely clouds. It was very fun.
Yeah. I sent Carolyn's son a text, and I sent him this. Carolyn had told me in the past that like when he was little, she would leave him these big long lists, being very specific and whatever. So I remembered that. So I was asking him to pick up the gluten-free birthday cake, which was the one you could eat, and the vegan dessert, because he and his girlfriend are vegan, plus another friend. Anyway, so because my text was so long,
it only showed part of the text, and the whole list part, do this, and this, please,
was hidden. I've never seen that happen before, where it like you get the first part and then in very tiny writing underneath it said, click to view more, or to view more, and a little link.
Kind of like on Facebook or whatever, when you know, like you just read part of a story and then there's like read more.
Yeah.
But it was the color of the font was like
pale
beige on a white screen. It didn't really show up.
Yeah. So poor him, like, I'm scooting her off to the washroom. Okay, she was saying, I have to go to the washroom. I'm like, okay, go to the washroom. Everybody, when she goes to the washroom, we're going to go in and get the cake ready. So when she comes back downstairs, the cake will be all there and whatever. I come in the house, I'm gathering people up, and there she's standing there. I'm like, you need to go to the washroom. Go upstairs. And she's like, I already went. I'm like, go in the other room. So I'm running over to Carolyn's son, and I'm like, Will, where are the candles for the birthday cake? And he's like, was I supposed to pick up candles? I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, oh, it's okay. I have mismatched ones, and then your mom had some. 2 seconds later, I run into the kitchen, I run back out, and I'm like, Will, where's the gluten-free birthday cake? And he's like, the what? I'm like, your mom's cake, where's the gluten-free birthday cake? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, I didn't know I was supposed to get a gluten-free cake. And I'm like, yeah, I sent you a text that I had already paid for it, that you just had to pick it up. And so then I go running back, and I'm looking everywhere. I'm like, I don't have a gluten-free cookie. I don't have a muffin. I have nothing. So we had vegan desserts that were not gluten-free, but were vegan. And then we had a big slab glutinous cake. Mm-hmm. But the birthday girl didn't get any cake. And neither did I, and neither did your mom. But
then when we picked it up the next day, it was like, then we didn't have to share it with anybody.
Yeah, you got to have the whole cake. And actually, if you look on Instagram, I put some pictures there today, because it was a beautiful cake.
It was very beautiful.
It had gold leaf, like it was very simply decorated, and just a little cake, because it's a gluten-free one.
It was like mostly a mousse with like a light
ganache.
That was topping, and inside there was like, you know, a little bit of spongy cake. Oh,
yeah.
It was lovely.
It was lovely. But anyway, there's a very cute picture, because we picked it up, and so she's sitting in the van, and
we had no plates. We're just like eating it.
So we had 2 spoons. We'll have a little bit that way, and anyway, so that was the forgotten cake. Good thing we're not superstitious, because I think that's like probably a...
And what about buying seats on the wrong day? Is there a superstition around that?
Oh my gosh. But on Friday, I told her, okay, I pretended like I spilled the beans, because she was curious, and I'm like, okay, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but Rachel's coming because she can't come in September. It's supposed to be a surprise, so she's coming on Friday, and we're gonna do something. I think I told you we're gonna go out to dinner, and then we're gonna do something. Anyway, so then Carolyn decides on Friday, you got off really early.
Yeah.
like 2:30 or something, which is really early. And then she's like, you called me or texted me and you're like, okay, I'm finished. I'm just going to go get an oil change. And I'm like, okay.
And gas.
Yeah. And I visit with your grandfather and your aunts.
Well, it's next door to the garage, so.
I thought you were just doing it in Pembroke at a quickie lube change place. So then I call her at 4 and I'm like, are you remembering that we're doing something? She's like, uh-huh.
I'll be right there.
Yeah. That did slow us down, so we were planning to have a nice dinner and we ended up not being
We did
able
have
to.
a nice dinner.
On a park bench.
It was awesome. It was
beside the
great.
street.
I thought it was fantastic. It was a Green Door. It's one of our favorite restaurants. It's like vegetarian, organic, cafeteria style, super yummy.
Yeah.
And they were too busy to have us be seated. There was no room in the inn. Anyways, if you did takeout, you could go right away because it's like cafeteria style. They just didn't have any tables left. So we did cafeteria style, and then we came out and sat outside, and it was like nice out and breeze, and people watched, and it was lovely.
Yeah, and it's a little quaint area where there's a couple really nice little shops and yeah. So, but it wasn't what I was imagining. We were gonna go to this nice vegetarian restaurant and have like a nice sit-down dinner, so we didn't get that part. So I was in the back trying to do GPS on my phone, and I got us lost, and
I didn't know because she was saying left, right, and I have no sense of direction. So you could have taken me in circles. I wouldn't have noticed.
But then by the time we got parking, the show was just about to start, and it was Cirque du Soleil, so they start right on time. Person.
Scanning. She's like, scanning.
Here's my phone, scan. And she's like, I don't know what's wrong. It's not scanning. You'll have to go to the ticket box. And then another girl grabbed my phone. She's like, it's not scanning because these tickets are for next week. I'm like, oh my God. So I went running over to the ticket box office, and we were lucky. We were able to, there were empty seats, but they were at the very back.
So instead of row B, we got row N.
Yeah.
But row B seems scary. Like the Cirque du Soleil's like, we're hanging out over there, and like the bike went right to the edge. I would have been like super stressful.
Yes. I think they do that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Probably.
It was an adventure.
They want to like scare us, like when I do this.
No. Anyway, that's the birthday story.
Yeah.
It's not her birthday yet.
Not yet. I've already been spoiled like it's my birthday. And surprised like it was my birthday. And ate cake like it was my birthday.
You're so loved.
Gurgle. I'm so lucky.
Anyway, thanks for watching.
If you're enjoying this on Facebook, maybe click on sharing it on your newsfeed so other people can
See us.
listen to our crazy stories.
And check us out on Instagram at Let's Go Lesbo1.
Love you guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Let's go, Lesbo.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.